Carried. Old business, is there any old business?
No.
No. Moving on to information items. Any committee reports?
Yes.
Mrs. Shaw.
Dr. Fileski and I attended the Garden State Coalition of Schools meeting here on February 24th. Among the highlights of the meeting was the executive director's report given by Lynn Strickland, where she reviewed the fiscal year 17 state budget and school aid report. One of the comments that she indicated was that much of the increase in the budgetary aid will go toward the pension fund and benefits, not necessarily to students. The governor did imply that there would be forced health care changes. However, the legislature would need to act before something like that can take place. There are a number of legislators who are pushing for responsibility for pension benefits to be moved to the local school districts, and likely that would be the last district of employment for those that have been employed by more than one district. As a Board of Ed member, I think that would be disastrous. Certainly these benefits are things that only the state can handle, and it would require property taxes to be increased at such a level that people would not be able to afford to live in the towns which they now love. We also entertained State Board of Education President Mark Beardron. I have noticed a new level of outreach from the State Board of Education. During my previous 10 years of service here on the Board of Ed, I never recall a State Board of Education president reaching out to individual school districts or to groups such as the Garden State in an effort to work from them and to gather information. He did mention that the State Board of Education is continuing to look at college and career readiness. They would also like to add civic readiness as one of the standards. They also are taking a look at social emotional standards to be developed to be part of our core standards here in New Jersey. The State Board is also in a process now of creating a new mission and vision statements, also doing some strategic planning, much the way our own district is. And of course, along with this, they're hoping to develop new standards and get rid of older ones that lack importance for today. The Garden State members encouraged the State Board of Education president to continue to work for flexibility in measurement, curriculum, facilities, course offerings, sequences, and reporting requirements. I also wanted to mention that our executive director, Lynn Strickland, will be stepping down at the end of March. She will be replaced by longtime Garden State Coalition of School member Elizabeth Ginsburg, who is the current president of the Glen Ridge Board of Education. I had the great opportunity to work with Mrs. Ginsburg on the executive board of Garden State for several years, and I am certain that the qualities that she has will continue to keep Garden State in the forefront in education here in New Jersey. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other committee reports or other organization reports? For the good of the cause for the board? Okay. We do have a need for closed session. Move that the Board of Education approve the following resolution, whereas the Board of Education must discuss matters which are not appropriate for discussion in a public meeting, and whereas these subjects are within the exceptions to the Open Public Meeting Acts and are permitted to be discussed in closed section pursuant to NJSA 10-4-12B, and whereas the Board of Education intends to discuss matters as reflected in the agenda, and whereas the length of the closed session is estimated to be 30 minutes, after which the public portion of the board shall reconvene and immediately adjourn. Now therefore be it resolved that the East Brunswick Board of Education will recess into closed session for only the aforesaid mentioned subjects, and be it further resolved that the East Brunswick Board of Education hereby declares that its discussion of the aforesaid subjects will be made public at a time when the public's interest in disclosure is greater than any privacy or governmental interest being protected from disclosure in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act.
So moved.
Second?
Moved by Dr. Cohen, second by Mrs. Shaw. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? We are in closed session. Good night, and thank you.